Hey, Fasa, what movie are you thinking of watching this week? Fasa? What's that sound? I know that.
Rolling around at the speed of sound.
Got places to go, gotta follow my rainbow. Can't stick around, have to keep moving on. Guess what lies ahead? Only one way to find out.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. I'm Moons,
And I'm Fasa, the Silver Chimera.
and we just got finished seeing the Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
And I'm.
It was good.
It was really good. There's no beating around the bush. It was a really good film. If you just want to click this for the first couple, just for a rating, go see it right now.
Yeah,
Go see it right now.
definitely. If you are a Sonic fan in any capacity, even if you made him in Smash Brothers, you're going to enjoy this movie.
Yeah, it's Sonic the Hedgehog, and I'm glad that I think that Sonic the Hedgehog is either the first or one of the first really good video game movies.
Yeah, they respected the source content after the redesign. We'll say that.
Yes.
Because that human-ass face
It's just,
with tiny little raccoon paws
yeah.
and big-ass muscle legs.
No, thin, sinewy thighs and big calf muscles and
Yeah.
playing Gangster's Paradise in the background was just
That was
not,
a weird choice. That was...
not a good play. It was not the play at all. But luckily, after the redesign, the entire movie felt like a love letter to Sonic and his fans.
Right.
And it was funny, it was heartwarming, and it was just a good film that as I was watching it, I just had a smile on my face the whole time. And I think that's the most important thing, is that it was just a fun watch, because Sonic's a fun character and they're fun games. Let's just have fun.
I mean, it was a very quick movie. I'd say like an hour and a half, maybe.
Yeah, I felt it was paced pretty well, though.
Yeah.
Pacing felt pretty good.
It didn't feel rushed at all. Even though, Sonic himself, he stays true to his character. He talks fast. He gets distracted easily.
Very scatterbrained.
Yeah.
And hyperactive.
In a world where you're too fast for everything, you gotta look at anything that gets your attention.
Yeah, you have to take care of that right now for as long as you can. Yeah.
Exactly. But, this just goes to show you, I think we both came to a conclusion that this is one of, if not the best video game movie.
In the sense of, it's a good movie and a good adaptation of a video game.
Yeah, so that's our criteria. It's a good, entertaining movie.
Yeah.
And it respects the source material.
I felt like if this was any other movie about some cartoon it's better than any other cartoon character come to life movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, better than Smurfs, better than Alvin and the Chipmunks, by
Way
far.
better than Yogi Bear, which was terrible, and
I forgot they made a Yogi
that
Bear.
happened with Justin Timberlake as Boo Boo. Have fun with that.
Why?
Because money. But no, they scrapped all that and they just let's make a good movie about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I mean,
And,
after the feedback from fans, they got Tyson Heath on.
Yeah.
this, and for y'all that don't know, he's an animator. He drew some very popular, very memey Sonic comics.
Yeah.
If we can get some on screen, I'll show you, or we can link to some of his work so you can support him.
for sure, definitely, because he's helping bring Sonic back in a big way. Because he worked on Sonic Mania, right?
Yeah, he worked on the intro to Sonic Mania,
Which is
also
awesome.
With so much else in that. He's actually been an illustrator for Sonic comics, so this guy went from fan to actual part of
Living the dream.
living the dream.
I get to work on the thing that I love and make
It's
it
like
good.
if Fasa got to direct the next Dragon Ball movie.
If I got to do Bionicle, I would be ecstatic. If I got to do Dragon Ball, if I got to write the Naruto movie, it would be a dream come true. So shout out to him and shout out to the work, and the whole movie feels like
A love letter.
they gave a shit. And it feels good to see that. I think every person in nerd culture nowadays kind of understands there's something there that people love about whatever it be, and to take care of it and then show that in screen. Not 1-to-1. I think everyone understands that you can't do a 1-to-1.
Yeah.
Mostly because Sonic is still a Japanese project and the stories get fucking ridiculous. Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure storylines are they're insanity.
I mean, he's not kissing people in this one.
Thank
not kissing
God.
actual humans.
Thank God. We don't talk about Sonic 06. What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but
yeah.
just in a world where Sonic has had rough break after rough break.
Well, he goes in cycles. There's like a shitty game, a great game, a shitty game, a shitty game, a broken game, an amazing game, and then like, you know what I mean?
A terrifying movie iteration.
Right, and then a good one, and now we're here. So, I mean, that's enough of an intro. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of it. Give us a quick rundown of what's this movie about.
So, Sonic the Hedgehog is growing up in his homeworld of pretty much Zone 1 from the video game.
Right. I love how there's not a name for the Sonic world. It's just looks like Sonic's world.
It looks 1-to-1.
Yeah. And, even the checkered ground under the grass, which was, I was like, yay!
Yeah, even like the part where it has the collapsing bridge.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. That was great. That was so cool.
But yeah, it has him as a tiny kid. You see Baby Sonic. Right. And you saw something about Baby Sonic.
Yeah, I noticed that when he gets up to speed, his hands will stay by his side like the old Sonic used to run. Like that's his animation. Nice. So I saw that and I was like, oh, it's so cute. And plus, Baby Sonic's adorable.
He is.
And he's running around because he picked a flower to give to his caretaker mother figure who is a giant owl named Longclaw.
Yeah, Longclaw or something.
And again, this is a completely new character, but I'm kind of okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's a cool origin story that an owl was taking care of him or something.
Yeah, I mean, just to let you know, it starts out with him, you know, he's basically an orphan, that's his caretaker, and in, like, the first 5 minutes, she gets shot with an arrow and fucking, like, gets swarmed by an army while saving him.
And here's the best part. The army that stabbed the mom character is an army of echidnas, like Knuckles.
Which is great.
Which is great because this movie gave us, like, no, Knuckles exists.
Yeah, it's like, hey, this world is full of different characters.
Like, this is the Sonic universe. Yeah. And it was like, why is there a pack of angry Knuckles shooting? I already bought the ticket. I'm here. Let's have fun. Like that's when I knew I was in for a good ride.
I mean, it gets you invested from the point you know that he's in danger and you know why he's kind of hiding out on Earth. Which, you know, he gets to eventually, like the rings that you'd collect in the video games actually serve as teleportation portals.
Right, and I thought that was really cool because it reminded me of the warp rings in Sonic 2. With the big rings that were floating and spinning, and you jump into that.
Yeah, for the Chaos Emeralds.
Right. So when Mama Owl throws it, and it's a teleportation thing, and it happens through several times of the whole movie. It's kind of like the gimmick of the movie is these rings.
Yeah.
And it clicked like near the end. I was like, oh my god, they're like the game. Yeah. Thank you. And they used it well in the story. So good job.
There's so many callbacks to
a lot of callbacks. Yeah.
You know, it's so when he gets to Earth, he settles down in a small town of Green Hills.
I think they said Montana.
Yeah, Green Hills, Montana.
I'm pretty sure that's not a real place. But
yeah,
if it is, it's about to get a lot of press.
It is. But yeah, great nod to the original. You know, we all know Green Hill Zone is Zone 1.
It's Zone 1, yeah.
They don't name it that. But it's got Green Hill, so what else do you fucking
I was smiling when I saw the sign. I was like, yes.
Yeah. But he basically like is watching in on a town and getting like kind of emotionally involved.
Yeah, he's kind of attached to the town.
He
feels
attached.
like this is his home, but he can never actually like show himself.
Yeah.
So it's this weird like he's trying to stay happy.
Yeah.
Which is really like thinking about it, like it's actually a very sad character. He's like, no, this is my home and these are my friends, but they don't know I exist and I can't talk to them. And I'm like, oh, Sonic. Yeah. He's just trying to keep a thumbs up, like, no, everything's fine.
I mean, you basically understand him from the first 10 minutes in.
Yeah, you get him.
Like, he is, you know, true to form Sonic. He's impulsive. He's rash. He gets angry quickly. You know, he's quick to...
He's very emotional. Yeah.
He's emotional. He's decisive. You know...
and he can't stand still.
He can't stand still.
I thought they did a really good job showing how fast he was, because there's lots of scenes where he'll be in multiple shots in, like, one instant.
Yeah.
And granted, it's a CG character, so you can do that, but they showed how fast he is. Because there's a part where he's like playing ping pong, and he gets so fast that you just see two Sonics playing ping pong. And I'm like, that's really fast. No. That's insanely quick.
What I thought was even cooler is that he was doing jump rope with himself, with both ends
holding
of the rope.
holding both ends of the rope and then jumping. And it's like, that what? But it shows you like, holy shit, he is quick. Like,
but yeah, he even plays like an entire baseball game by himself.
And I love that scene because they cut it where you don't see him move in and out of the frame.
Yeah.
Like, he hits the ball, and then it cuts to him, like, playing with a daisy, and then trying to catch it, then miss it, and then it cuts back to him, like, running the bases.
Yeah.
And you don't see him, like, running to these different things. He's already there. So it really felt like there was a baseball game going on, but it's only Sonic. It was really well. I thought it was really well. I was like, holy shit, that was really well done.
Like, he keeps himself entertained, and if you wanted to see, like, if Flash is anything like this, it's going to be entertaining.
I thought that so many times. I'm like, this would be a really good Flash movie. Oh wait, they're not doing it, or they're taking forever to make a Flash movie. Fucking DC.
But yeah,
anyway,
he gets attached to the town and its residents. The most prominent in this is the sheriff of the town,
Tom Wazowski. Tom, who's dentist, who calls him Tim. That's what Tom. That's what we're gonna call him. Yeah,
but played by James Marsden and his wife.
Which shout out to interracial couples. That was cool.
Yeah, it made it. It just treated it like another couple on screen.
Yeah, I was just happy. Oh, look, she's black and she's pretty. Yeah,
yeah, they're very supportive of each other.
Yeah,
she plays an active role in the story,
which was cool.
From the moment she's actually physically there, she gets involved.
Yeah,
and you don't feel like she's being forced in.
Yeah,
anything.
Because Tom wants to. He wants to leave this small town and go be like a street cop in a bigger city to see if he has what it takes to be like a real cop.
Yeah.
And I can't remember her name. What was her name? The wife's name?
Teresa or something? I think Teresa.
Pretzel Lady. That's what Sonic called her. Donut Lord and Pretzel Lady. So Pretzel Lady is she's a vet, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's talking about how he got his application in and he got accepted to go to San Francisco, and they're making big plays. Then the baseball scene happens, and after he does this whole little baseball game, Sonic throws his hand up yeah, we won, and there's no one there, which I thought was really emotional because he can do all the positions, but at the end of the day he's still by himself no matter how fast he's going.
Yeah.
And that hurts his feelings. He's like, I'm still alone. So he goes for a run, and he's running all the bases, and he starts running so fast he starts to glow. And his eyes turn blue and lightning starts shooting off of him.
Yeah,
and,
he just builds up whatever energy is making him fast.
I hope it's chaos energy. I hope that's their little in.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll get to that.
Yeah, hopefully.
I mean, this sets itself up for a sequel, and
in a cool way, I think.
I would say that I would love to see that sequel.
Yeah, please give us a sequel to this.
Yeah, but Sonic, he's so attached to the town. Even will kind of stalk in the background.
Yeah, he's
while
they show him while the couple is watching TV. He's in their window, and he's like, "Oh, Speed! Keanu's a national treasure," and he's watching the movie through the window show. And it's really funny, sad, and creepy all at the same time.
Yeah,
it's slightly less creepy because it's a cute cartoon hedgehog. But if that was a dude, it would be horrifying. But it's Sonic, so it's fine.
I mean, if it was original Sonic, that'd be terrifying.
That would be even worse.
But
don't say that, please. I have to sleep tonight.
Yeah, so James Marsden, Tom, and I just looked up, his wife's name is Maddie.
Maddie, okay.
So the two of them want to move to the big city. Tom wants to follow his dreams of becoming a hero.
Like a big cop, yeah.
Being, big time cop, having his own kind of thing going on.
Yeah, and he says that he wants someone to come up to him with a life or death situation and see if he can save them.
Right.
Which very specifically says that for a reason, which I thought was kind of a funny setup.
Yeah,
but.
And that's exactly what happens, because when Sonic has this little temper tantrum, he apparently wipes out the entire Western Seaboard. And I mean wipe out as in
he EMPs, he blow. Which, by the way, unless all those hospitals have backup generators, people died.
Oh no, people definitely died.
People died, but
we'll get to that.
It's a kids movie. I will say real quick, when he's running, they did this really cool thing where it just has a kind of a wide shot, and Sonic's running, and you see one image of Sonic, and it looks like he's running in place because he's going so fast.
Right.
That looked. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever. I was like, holy shit, that looks really cool.
It's literally like watching an animation frame test.
Yeah. He was running in frames. It was really cool, and he was digging into the ground because he was going so fast. And he big EMP blows off all the power.
And of course, the government is right on that. It's what is it, terrorist?
Is it terrorist or isn't?
Is it an invasion?
Yeah, usual fucking government trope shit.
And they're like, I know who to call.
Right, and they say lab rat and lab rat with teeth. And I'm like, oh, God.
And here comes Robotnik, which...
Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik.
Jim Carrey is exactly what this movie needed.
Yeah, he fit well.
He's a great counter to Sonic, whereas Sonic is alone and wants to be part of something bigger. Eggman hates everyone. He's misanthropic. Yeah. He hates people. He thinks robots and machines are the only things he can rely on. Yeah. And that's his strength, his mind... and what he can do with it.
He is the smartest person in the world, like he says. And Jim Carrey does a great job of just fucking chewing up scenery every time he's on the screen. And I liked his look. He looked like an interesting version of Robotnik.
Yeah. He eventually gets close to that. I mean, a lot of you probably saw the trailer already where it has that little frame, and there's not much of that.
Big mustache,
But, just him in that form when he's kind of, like, doing his own thing, just behaving like Robotnik is like, wow, perfect.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. It was a good version of a person that would eventually become the Robotnik that we love and hate, depending on whatever version of Robotnik you're talking about.
But then, eventually, it's actually kind of funny. I know I talked about Sonic 06 before, but he kind of looks like a real-ass Eggman in that.
Yeah, he did. He does kind of look like that version of Eggman, doesn't he?
Which, honestly, like, let's forget everything about Sonic 06. Yeah. I did think that was an interesting take on seeing him be, like, real-ass Eggman. Yeah. Especially when you have, like, real-ass, like, presidents and, like, Sonic Adventure.
Well, that's what's so weird about Sonic Adventure and Adventure 2 and all that. Like, anytime the timeline is Sonic on our planet, it's just weird. It's weird. But it's okay.
But moving on, Robotnik is called in for this. He needs to investigate. And he eventually, tracks Sonic
He finds
down.
A footprint, in the ground, and because of the scan, determined his weight, size, and spinal curvature, and it matches nothing else. Just, he's so insanely smart, but he's an asshole, so it's great. And they go to Tom's house, and Sonic gets there first, and he believes that it's the raccoons fucking with his garbage, so he gets a bear tranquilizer, and goes in there, and Sonic's about to throw one of his magic rings to go to a different planet, the mushroom planet that they bring up a bunch of times.
And he hates mushrooms.
He hates mushrooms. I think it's a jab at Nintendo. I could be wrong. But Sonic and Mario are supposed to be like rivals.
I know there's supposed to be like eventually a Mario Brother movie coming out. Like, I think
is this going to set up the video game multiverse?
Yeah, they were in talks with like Illumination and Blue Sky or something about that.
They could do it,
they could do it. But I think that's like your move, Nintendo.
Yeah, go ahead, come at me. He's about to throw the ring, and that's when you see the guy comes in and shoots him in the leg with dart. And apparently it's trying to knock out a bear, which is funny.
And so the ring itself
falls on the ground.
Falls on the ground, and because Sonic sees
he reads
Tom
San Francisco
with
on
the San
his shirt.
Francisco sign on it, it creates a portal to San Francisco.
Yeah, so the rings work where you have to imagine where you want to go,
and then
you throw it, right. And as he's falling, his bag of magical rings falls into the portal and is landing on top of this big building.
It closes up.
And it closes, and Sonic's like, oh no, it passes out. He wakes up in a dog cage. And then I love when he wakes up out of the dog cage, he just opens the he just opens
walks
it.
Out like,
And
you tried.
You get the first interaction between Tom and Sonic, and I thought it was really good. It was funny.
It definitely grows on you. Like there's always a little bit of like disbelief when you have actors looking at something that's not there.
But I felt they did a good job of I felt like Sonic was actually in the room with him.
I felt like everyone did a really good job.
Like actually, he was actually in the. Granted, he looks like he doesn't belong, but he's like an alien, so it actually. I felt that covered it up well. Like, no, he's not supposed to be here. This is his home world, so it kind of erased that whole. Why is there a cartoon hedgehog on the screen? Like, no, that's in his world. They all look like this. So I thought that was kind of clever and well done.
Yeah, he basically Robotnik tracks him down. Just at the moment where Tom agrees to help Sonic.
Yeah, and Sonic says it's a matter of life and death, which is very clicks into what he said. Yeah. So he's like, okay, I have to help him then. This is I thought that was good writing of like it's a matter of life and death, and he's like, oh, I want to be a hero.
Yeah, it is. It's great because he comes in there, he interrogates Tom with one of his drones, which he calls like his babies from his egg sack. Which I don't.
Yeah. I got what they were going for, but maybe don't say egg sack next time.
But it's actually cool. Like there's this one scene later on where, to just catch up to that point, he interrogates Tom. Sonic appears and destroys his robot, and the two of them get into his truck and flee the scene.
Right.
And from that, Robotnik has found a piece of
one of his quills.
Yeah. And
which I'm very happy that they kept calling it a quill.
Yeah.
Because there's a scene where Tom is like, "What are you?" And he's like, "I'm a hedgehog." I felt that was obvious, and I laughed because I'm like, "You're so not a hedgehog. Like he doesn't actually look like a hedgehog. He's never looked like an actual hedgehog." No. But I thought it was cool that they kept calling it a quill. I'm like, no, if he's a hedgehog, it will be a quill, not fur. But sorry, guys, I thought that was good consistency.
But they're basically on the road. Robotnik is studying the quill, trying to find out, and like apparently it's just a source of unlimited power. It can keep
Yeah.
generating power, and that's why he wants it.
Right.
Which
Sonic is just this conductor of magical electricity, I guess.
yeah, which is something great. Like in like the games, it's interesting because you never see Robotnik have a reason to go after Sonic. It's always Sonic coming after him to thwart.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny that this flipped the script on it, where Eggman's chasing Sonic this time.
Yeah.
So I thought that was actually kind of a clever way to go about it.
But he sees that he can harness that energy, and the cool thing about it, he learns to use it to go as fast as Sonic is.
Which was a cool scene.
That's
which was a really cool scene.
Always something like you see, like the games and such, and
you can never catch up to him when you beat him. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's just barely he's still caught up with Sonic and kind of
Or you beat him and all the stuff falls away, and then he flies away, and then Sonic is chasing him, but he can never catch up to him. And I was like, I thought you were fast. Why is this fat old man running faster than you? Plot, that's why. But
during that scene, just testing out the quill, it even powers down his own mobile little
command center thing. Yeah. Which, by the way, has a circuit breaker.
Yeah. And
the bus is so intense that it requires its own circuit breaker, which is pretty intense.
And it's cool because he opens up the circuit breaker and looks at it. There's one thing that says Evil Lab, which, just tongue in cheek. He knows he's evil. He plays it up.
He wants to be an evil scientist,
And then, on one of those is a switch that says Badniks, which is the name of most of his robots that were given. But just general, you keep seeing nods and nods to the original content.
It's someone had to know that existed to even put that in there, so thank you.
Yeah, it's just pleasant on top of a good movie.
Yeah, on top of just a fun ride.
It basically culminates to a little chase game. It's kind of interesting because you realize how prepared and intimidating Eggman is.
Yeah, he's actually kind of a force to be reckoned with in this movie. It was actually kind of damn, Robotnik's kind of terrifying.
Because he has a little mini tank.
Yeah, no, he sends a tank after them, and then Sonic blows that up, and then the front half turns into a car. They blow that up, and then one wheel's chasing them, and they blow that up, and then the tiny little drone cuts the top of his truck off. Yeah. So it's he's got drones on drones on drones on drones. Yeah, just drones for days, and which I thought was cool. Because that's what happens when you'll break. They again very game centric, where you break pieces off of his pod, but the pod's always fine.
This isn't even my final form.
This is the Robotnik is so. This isn't even my final form. It's not funny.
Yeah. But during the entire time, from their journey from Montana to San Francisco, they get into all kind of hijinks. Sonic is convinced to make a bucket list, which he has to cross off a bunch of things. Yeah,
and so he makes a bucket. They go to this bar that's having there's a party at this bar, a biker gang, I guess. They're all having a good time, and Sonic sneaks in, and Tom tells him about a bucket list, and he's like, "What's a bucket list?" And he's like, "It's things you want to do before you kick a bucket." And he says, "I've never kicked a bucket before. I need to do so many things I need to do." Yeah. And it's a great little montage of stuff. They're doing square dancing, and he throws the darts at 500 miles an hour and misses everything, which was funny. And
and you can tell it means a lot to Sonic. Cause
he's having a good time.
This is his first time. He's lived on Earth, but this is the first time actually
interacting and doing Earth
living on Earth,
living your life.
Part of Earth.
Yeah, and they're having a good time, and some guys come up to him, and we don't like your kind. They say, hipsters,
and he's like,
how dare you? And they get into a bar fight, and Sonic tries to hit him with a bottle, and it doesn't work. So he's just tapping while they have the bottle, trying to get it to break. And big fight breaks out, and then a big guy jumps at Sonic, and that's when everything slows down, and we get the first Quicksilver-esque super speed scene. Right. And I need to find the song that was playing. It was really well done.
It was.
It was kind of slow but upbeat, and it was funny. Sonic is I'm about to tear this whole goddamn bar up, and just wraps stuff around things, covers a guy in toilet paper, gives a guy a wedgie, takes a big fake bear head and puts it on the guy who jumped at him, and
it takes
just messes everything up.
It takes every bit of
and he's leisurely walking around just fucking with people, which I thought was way funnier.
Just what you see in the Quicksilver scenes from X-Men. This is exactly what I'd expect to see in this kind of movie of someone super speed.
Yeah, but he's fucking with people.
I'd love to see it in Flash. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about when you go that fast, things look to you like they're slow because you're moving so quickly. So they used a good job. Right. While he's running, a boot hits him, which I thought was funny. He runs into a shoe and he's like, "Oh," which was really funny because he wasn't paying attention.
And it's great because, there's still, like, a little bit of the law of, like, momentum and physics kind of play.
And after everything's said and done, he goes back into his shirt and hat. Like, they were just floating there, and he runs so fast that they were just floating there, and he gets back into them. And then everything goes to hell. Like, people slam into each other, and the guy goes over Sonic and, like, bursts through the window and, like, breaks his neck. And, like, it's just... It was great. It was a cool little scene, and that was the first little action scene, but it was more of a comedy.
Yeah, it keeps you entertained, but...
And I was smiling the whole time. I was like, this is great.
You know, they keep going, and as soon as they are going to get to San Francisco... Eggman attacks with the
drone on drone.
Yeah, the drone on drone that we mentioned. And eventually, that tiny little drone that is able to cut off, like, the roof of the car is, like, rendered useless, so it turns into an explosive.
Which is like, that's just, damn, dude.
And it just blows up Sonic.
Yeah, they're trying to get it off of, Sonic has it on his glove, then it's on his head, and then he takes it off, and then it just keeps getting stuck, so Sonic, like, wipes it on a rock. And he's like, high five, and then blows up. He, like, does the whole, like he flies out the camera, and he's, like, knocked out. Yeah. So the guy drives his fucked up truck with no top hat the rest of the way to San Francisco, goes to his wife's sister's place, and...
which his wife is visiting.
It was his wife's visiting in San Francisco, and the sister's really mean, does not like him at all.
She's a great character, though.
It was funny, yeah, it was really good. And so he's holding Sonic in, like, a blanket, and just trying to calm everyone down, and the dog is pulling out the blanket and pulls it off, and then he's just holding a blue hedgehog, and everyone's like, what the hell?
Everyone's kind of freaking out a little bit, because Robotnik is spreading the lie that...
like, he's a terrorist and, like, treason and shit, yeah.
Tom's a terrorist and all that, so no one should harbor him. And, they take care of the sister. It's classic, like,
she's
my
like
in-laws hate me.
Yeah, but she's like tied to a chair, and she keeps making little biting comments because she doesn't like that she's married to Tom, I guess.
Yeah.
And the pretzel lady is I'm calling her pretzel lady. Is looking at Sonic, and they notice his shoes are just rough, which was funny because I noticed that his shoes early on. I was like, his shoes look beat up, but I mean, it makes sense. He wasn't gonna do buy shoes.
Yeah.
But the little girl, the niece, or JoJo was her name.
I think so.
I think it was JoJo.
JoJo.
And she goes upstairs and she takes a smell stick, to wake someone up.
Yeah, smelling salts.
And smelling salt. And then Sonic wakes up and says, "Gotta go fast!" And he's just all over the goddamn kitchen. And the Tom and Pretzel Lady go have a conversation about what's going on.
They
and all
catch
that.
up to speed.
Yeah. And the daughter comes back with these really nice red shoes and says,
these shoes.
The Sonic shoes. Really nice in between old Sonic and modern Sonic sneakers. Yeah. Really nice.
And is it bad that I kind of want a pair?
I would love a pair of Sonic shoes. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Nice, just red and white. Yeah.
It's like Sonic Adventures 2, like real ass grinding shoes.
You're right. I busted my ass so many times when I was a kid trying to grind on rails on my shoes. But he puts them on and does like a little dance. He's like looking good, and it was really cool. Like, oh, now he looks like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah,
I'm really
the
happy.
look is complete.
Looks complete. It's just the shoes. That's all we needed.
Yeah, it's not nothing that you needed to know, like, oh, this is how he got his shoes.
But it's cool that, he got some nice running shoes.
Yeah, it's true to the source material.
Yeah.
That they made him special shoes that he could wear because it keeps burning holes in everything else.
Now, granted, these shoes aren't special, but they look right.
Yeah,
so
they're there.
Yeah, so by magic, they don't get fucked up. So they go to after he gets his shoes and everyone's all caught up to speed, they go to the building where he lost his rings.
Yeah.
And they put him in a gym bag and they go into the building.
Yeah, which is just a whole funny, awkward scene. Like, they're waiting to go up to the roof where the coin or the rings dropped. Yeah. I want to say coins so badly off the top of my head.
They're not coins, they're rings.
But
don't insult the fan of the rings.
Yeah. Sonic himself is still talking through the gym bag, and that's just...
And some lady's like, is that your kid in the bag? And he's like, no. Well, it's a kid, but it's not my kid. And some other guys, that's not your kid.
It's like, hey, fine. He loves it.
He loves it in there. No, this is worse than we had you in the dog cage earlier. And they both just kind of walk out of frame very good. He's like, I'm a cop. It's fine.
Yeah, it's just very funny. But yeah, they make it there. They get to find his rings, which is like super kind of easy. They just walk on the roof like, where is it? Oh, there.
Yeah, it's just right there, yeah.
Just sitting in front of them. And like,
they try to say their goodbyes, right? And Eggman shows up, and the big final battle starts, and he fires everything, And then Sonic pushes them both off the building and goes around like just putting missiles in the robots so they explode. Really cool slow motion scene.
It's kind of funny because everything's still moving a little bit as you see it, and it really focuses on that.
Yeah, because Robotnik's trying to press a button.
And once he does,
inching a little bit closer and closer. And when he hits the button, he takes the power in the quill and like overcharges his little plane. And now the plane's moving as fast as Sonic, and Sonic was not ready for that whatsoever.
It's like if someone just started running next to the Flash, like, what's up?
Like, what? Which was really cool because he flies up and then shoots a big laser down at Sonic, and Sonic blows up. And I thought, could be wrong, but I noticed that the way he was framed, there was rings everywhere. And I'm like, oh, he got hit and the rings fell.
Yeah. The rings,
thank you.
The rings fall everywhere. He has to collect them back later on.
Which was really funny. He gets up and like runs and gets them all up. And I'm like, I wish it worked like that. The rings bounce off and fly everywhere. It's
and then
annoying.
he just, he keeps on running. And it's this great
really
downtown
chase scene. Yeah.
And
he's running on the sides of buildings. He's sliding under cars. Just really good sense of momentum and speed, but it wasn't awkward to look at. It felt really nice. Yeah. And he starts throwing warp rings and going different places.
And, Robotnik's keeping up with him. He's still chasing them through Great Wall of China,
which was
Egypt,
really cool. Egypt,
France.
which was really cool. France. And they go back to the ending.
Back in Green Hill.
Zone 1, if you would. And they bookend it. They go back and...
it comes down to what... He does, get another shot on him. And that's, another thing during the whole chase scene. Robotnik is firing shots in heavily populated areas.
Yeah, he doesn't care at all.
And he just fires at a bus, and you see Sonic slide under the bus and avoid the explosion. But you see the bus itself, a bus in traffic.
Yeah.
Explode, and, the windows
it just burst. Evaporated. I hope there weren't that many people on that bus.
Yeah. It's lighthearted, but no, this has a body count if you look close.
James H. needs to kill count this movie for me.
Besides the one.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Oh yeah, shout out to Dead Meat. I love
I love Dead Meat. But I think it's probably my favorite part of the movie is that Sonic's on the ground and everyone rallies around the Blue Devil and they're talking shit to Eggman and Eggman's talking shit back. And
James said, Tom pretty much says, I'm defending him, he's my friend.
Yeah.
And you want him, you're going to have to go through me. Yeah. That's what brings Sonic back.
Yeah, and he opens his eyes start glowing blue, and lightning starts arcing everywhere, and he stands up, and he's like, this is my power, and I'm not using it to run anymore. I'm using it to protect my friends. And he does this really cool thing where he, pulls the energy out of the quill in his plane.
Yeah, the quill.
And puts it back into his body, and it was really cool. I was like, this is really intense. I got little,
I'm taking this back.
Yeah, you got little chills. I was like, oh my god, Sonic looks really intimidating right now.
But from there, it's one final showdown, Eggman unloads everything on him, and I think this is your favorite scene, Fasa, so after he fires...
Sonic starts... running around, hitting him with the rope-a-dope, essentially. But the reason that I got goosebumps is that he kept hitting the ship. He keeps bouncing off of it, like in the game. Anytime you have to fight Eggman in the old games, you have to keep jumping on him. So he beat him like he beat him in the game. And I was like, that is so cool. Yeah. That's so awesome. And the final...
It was kind of funny because I was actively counting, because usually in the old games, it takes 8 hits.
8 hit, right. How many times did they do in the movie? Was it 8?
They hit 8, and then, they went way past.
Oh, yeah, he was... Yeah, this is for every game. But Tom throws a warp ring behind Eggman to the Mushroom Kingdom, the Mushroom Planet, as they kept calling it.
The Mushroom Government.
The Mushroom Parliament, if you would.
The Fungus Government.
And Sonic does a running man pose and just slams into Robotnik's ship. And I'm talking about he hits it so hard all the glass breaks, the armor flies off. He hit him going
metal melts.
It was really hard, and he pushes him through the warp ring. And
he's banished to the Mushroom World.
Yeah, for now.
For now. And then after that, things settle down. The government tries to write everything off, and
more importantly, the scene starts with a really nice orchestral version of the classic Sonic theme, which just had me smiling from ear to ear.
Just Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
The initial song, just that nice and very light.
Yeah, not overly, look, we did the thing, but it's I noticed it and I was like, oh my god, that's the theme. That's so cool.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, there is one thing that I did not like in the movie. I will say this.
Okay, yeah.
Is that, the government tries to buy off the
Tom
family.
Yeah.
and Maddie with
Olive Garden, yeah.
And
which they did set it up earlier, and he was the only app on my phone is Olive Garden, because when you're there, your family. I was
And
like,
that's the thing.
okay.
Like, there was very, very blatant advertising.
product
They
placement,
straight up
yeah.
say, like, oh, this is just like, I found it on Zillow.
And it's just like a long shot on Zillow. Which is funny. I didn't know that was a real site. So like you and
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know.
That's how I found my last place.
Oh well, there you go. But I so to be honest,
Sponsor us, Zillow. Sponsor
yeah, I
us.
guess sponsors.
But yeah, that's the only gripe I do have. I understand, someone's got to pay for this movie.
Especially
not,
after they had to redesign them, that cost
Yeah.
a bunch of money apparently. So
And if not, Adam Sandler using Popeyes to fuel his movies, you got to get it from somewhere.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'll forgive him for that. But
was this bad? Which one was worse, this or Man of Steel? Because Man of Steel's product placement was ridiculous. That whole mid movie fight scene was Sears, IHOP, Denny's,
yeah,
U-Haul. Like it was bad. It was rough.
wasn't a good advertisement. Like, come here if you want an ass kicking.
I don't know. Eat at Denny's and Superman might blow the whole goddamn city up. I don't know. Either way, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the only gripe. It's not often that they do it, but when it does, it takes you a little bit out of the movie, which is like the actual gripe with it because I'm enjoying the movie, which
Yeah.
is kind of funny. The only thing that I don't like about the movie is the moments that take me out of the movie.
Which
I
is
believe this world.
Which is a good sign of a movie.
Yeah, that's a good problem you want to have.
Yeah, and then the final shots before we get the credits, Tom and Maddie tell Son to go back to his cave, and he's getting ready to like walk out the door, and like, where are you going? He said to go back to my cave, and he's like, yeah, I did. And they open up the attic, and they gave him a room in the house, so he lives with them now.
Yeah, which is great. He has a family, he has friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's basically, he gets what he wants.
Yeah, I felt the movie earned that. Like, I felt kind of like, good for you, Sonic. Like, I was really happy that it's like he's happy. Because Sonic's cool.
I mean, after you watch the movie, and like this whole movie, it doesn't feel, too rushed or anything.
Yeah.
You feel like he gets exactly what he needed.
Yeah.
And that's
He grew a little bit, Tom grew a little bit.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you gave Sonic a motivation outside of gotta go fast.
yeah, and I'm just gonna stop Eggman.
You made him an actual person.
Yeah.
With feelings and motivations and wants and fears that he's just going to be alone forever.
Yeah.
And, at the end, he does the right thing, he gets rewarded.
Yeah, and it's believable.
Yeah.
Believable that they did
That's,
that. And after that, we cut to Eggman in the Mushroom World, and he has the big Teddy Roosevelt mustache.
Yeah. Besides everything but weight,
Yeah.
he has going for him. He looks exactly like
Just
Eggman.
like, but I mean, he might look bigger in the.
I don't know.
later.
Eggman started doing like keto or something.
Yeah.
this is who he did.
Well, he looks kind of like I think they were going for more like a Sonic Boom, where he's more like he's just like broad shouldered. So I think they're moving away from just fat Eggman.
Which is alright,
It's it's a version.
I mean, he still gets the Eggman name because Sonic himself
Says all your robots look like eggs.
Yeah.
Because they have really clean white shells over them and they're all oval.
Yeah, and Sonic himself has a habit of naming people just on what he observes from them.
Well,
Just because he couldn't interact from them.
Well, it's so really funny because that just clicked. Yeah, he calls Donut Lord, Pretzel Lady, and
Eggman.
And Eggman. So yeah, that's how it goes. But I'm glad the movie says Dr. Robotnik and Eggman. So we got both.
Yeah. So it lets you know
names.
both of those. So it's not like, oh, in the comics, he's named Dr. Robotnik.
It's one of those things where I say Eggman because it's funnier to me.
I just like I can go either way. Like
yeah.
I read the comics when I was a kid. I loved growing up. Like
well, they have really good. I love the comics had really good artwork too. I felt.
Yeah.
So I mean, just a little fun fact about me. That was one of the first characters I wanted to learn how to draw. So nice. Sonic was the character that made me want to learn how to get better at drawing, so I could draw Sonic. So I can draw Sonic really well because I've drawn Sonic like 1,000 times in my life. I can draw him,
but I have like a couple of Sonic characters that I drew.
I mean, who did back in the day? We always wanted to be whatever. The first time I saw Shadow, I was like, oh. But
so good.
Speaking of Sonic characters, after the credits, and the credits were really cool 8-bit retelling of the movie that looked like the old Sonic levels, so that was really cool. But after the credits, we got a little bit of a stinger, and
another
miles per hour.
Yeah,
jumps through
which many
portal.
of you knows Tails the Fox.
Tails the Fox, and has a little sensor that says he should be here, and he jumps off of a cliff, and his tail split, and he flies off, and that's the end of the movie.
Yeah, and so this is setting itself up for a sequel.
And please give me another one with Tails.
I'm so excited for it.
I want to see it.
Like I'm really sad because the original team that did work on this, that did do the Sonic edit.
The redesign.
They were let go after doing the edit just because they had spent so much they actually started cutting a bunch of things and they let go of a bunch of them. Which
Oh, that's really sad.
it really does. So I'm hoping the success that Sonic makes, lets them come back and do the amazing job that they did again.
Yeah, for
for
sure.
Sonic 2 and Knuckles. Knuckles isn't in this movie. You just see
But there are echidnas. There are echidnas with and I looked and they have the little bone bumps where the knuckles are.
Yeah.
Which are part of their hands and it's weird and gross. But when they take the gloves off, it's freaky. No, just ending it on Tails, another iconic character. I was over the moon. I was like, please, I want that to come out tomorrow. Like, just give me.
I mean, it just lets you know, hey, there's more to this story. And
if you want.
Even better, they might go back to the CGI planner, which, for the most part, I would be all for. There wasn't too much that human characters besides Eggman contributed or took away from this movie.
Yeah. I mean, I did enjoy Tom and his wife. I felt they were good supporting characters.
No, they were great. They were very...
But I'm happy that Sonic was in the movie. They didn't do a lot of bullshit where...
that they made Sonic.
Yeah, and he was in his own film. They didn't do a lot of the Tom is the main character. No, the Tom is helping Sonic. This is Sonic's movie.
Yeah.
And if they did a sequel, I would love to... Tom could go to that world, which would be kind of an interesting little why is everything geometric and square? You get a lot of fun jokes on that.
Why is the dirt evenly colored?
That's weird, and so that'd be kind of a fun thing you could talk about. I hope they do the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah,
that's a big part of it too.
Just from hearing us talk about how excited we are, I think you can get a feel that we both enjoyed this movie because we're Sonic fans. We got a Sonic movie that I didn't know I needed, but I enjoyed anyway.
And I'm just happy that I can very happily put this in. It's a good movie and it's about one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, so out of 5 stars, what do you give this?
All right, like I said in the last episode, our scale is 0 is just awful.
Yeah.
1 is a shameless cash grab. 2 is bad and boring. 3 is harmless. It was fun. You can enjoy it. 4 is a damn good movie, and 5 is a work of art. I'd have to give this a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5.
I'm gonna give it a 4 as well.
It was fun.
It doesn't do anything new. It's a fish out of water kind of story.
Yeah, we've seen that before.
It's not so much fish out of water because he's observed so much that he's very.
But you can look at it as Tom is also a fish out of water.
He makes so much references and he does Fortnite dances, which is something you expect Sonic to be.
I'm completely okay with him doing the floss because it's adorable. And he does it twice in the movie, which I thought was amazing.
And I thought they animated that, they just had to do it.
Yeah, they had to do it.
It's okay.
And also that's something that Sonic would do. He's hip, right? Sonic.
Could you imagine?
What?
Just gross as first Sonic.
Oh my god.
The floss.
No, I don't. And you know what? I'm very happy they changed him.
Hanging open with full human
just
teeth.
It would be no, you know what? Before we do closing thoughts, because I want to talk about that. But what you said 4? We both said 4, right?
Yeah, I'd say it's a good movie. It doesn't do anything new. It's kind of beat for beat what you'd expect once you start getting into it.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it bad.
But at the same time,
it executed it very well.
You enjoy how it does it. Yeah, great execution.
Yeah.
The voice actor for Sonic is great. He sounds
just like Sonic.
Yeah.
Between Sonic Boom and Sonic Adventure version of Sonic.
And it's Ben Schwartz. If you don't know him, he's from
which I think is crazy. That's really cool. Yeah.
He was in some other stuff too.
Yeah.
I've seen so much with him, but that's the most popular one.
Yeah. But I mean, Ben Schwartz killed it. Jim Carrey kills it. Yeah. Tom and Maddie, killed
the
it.
husband and wife.
Everything in this movie works really well to just tell a cool story that has Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm glad that they redesigned him, because if this was the movie with the old Sonic, that would have just torn it down. But because you nailed his iconic design, and it's really funny because the way he looks in the movie is right in between classic and modern Sonic.
Yeah.
He's still really tiny, but he still has longer limbs.
Yeah.
So he's in a good middle.
He's that's a good medium I could see for future video games.
Yeah.
I don't need skinny Sonic. Even it doesn't do him 100% one for one.
He's not quite 100%.
He has blue arms instead of
his flesh arms, but that only works in a video game. So please don't.
I actually enjoy the fur arms more.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just the look of him.
Well, even like the fur on his face, like for his skin parts, it's very short fur.
Yeah. And for his eye, there's very light fur between his eyes.
Thank God.
So
he
yeah,
doesn't
it
have
looks
the
like he doesn't have
ocular. Yeah, he's not a cyclops with 2 pupils and 1 gigantic eyeball. But yeah, it's I can gawk on and on about this movie. But before we do anything else, I wanted to ask, what was your favorite part of the film?
My favorite part would definitely be just the beginning, where it just establishes Sonic's character.
Yeah, I want to see a game of that story now.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's why I want 2 to happen, because I'm like, no, explain to me about that. That was really interesting. Like, did your mom and dad have those powers? Yeah. Why did this eagle take care of you? Like, or
what
this
happened to your parents?
owl? Yeah.
Where is Knuckles? Where's
Knuckles? Is Metal Sonic involved? Like, I want to see now, but now you have the hooks to me, and I want to see this.
See, that's kind of the thing. That's something that I think might happen, because at the end, Eggman still has a quill, and so he's saying like,
jar. Yeah,
and it's still semi-charged. He still has like 5% battery left. And he's like, yeah, I can use this to get back.
Yeah, I'll be home by Christmas, like he says.
And my guess is if they have a sequel, he's going to use that to create Metal Sonic, and that's going to be
crazy,
amazing. Sonic versus Sonic.
Yeah, let's get a cool Sonic CD, Sonic Boom opening cutscene in the movie. Let's go.
Strange, isn't it? Yeah. I know everything you're going to do. You're going to do everything I'm going to do.
I think my favorite part was it's either when he was doing the baseball and him just running, and him getting like, because it was emotional. Like he was just like, I'm just going to run from my problems. And it was really like he was just sad and lonely, and he was just like cranking at speed up, and you're like, it's, okay, calm down.
Exactly, but it's just that entire like beginning section where you get to see him, what he's experienced, kind of what he's doing right now with himself, and that establishes exactly what you want to see in this type of story for this character.
Yeah,
he's looking for a place to belong, and after going through just that beginning, you want him to find that place to belong.
Yeah.
And the rest of the movie is just a great ride to see him get where he finally sees himself as home.
It was a cool, it was, I think it worked so well for me because you got to see Sonic be Sonic, but like interact with people and be fun, and like the reasons that we love him, because we love him because he's kind of an asshole, not in a mean way. He's just kind of a dick because he doesn't. He's just so quick and has to come on, but he's such a good-hearted character, and like I love how he's bringing up that they're really good to animals. Like that's really important to him. Like in the beginning, he saves a turtle, and he's running with the turtle. The turtle's like smiling, and then it like lifts it up and it flies out of his hand. And he's like, "Oh!" He catches it, which I thought was adorable. And also, the entire theater was like, when the turtle flew out of his hand.
Yeah,
it was scary.
If you were in the theater with us, you just like everyone was super.
There was actually a decent number of people too.
There was kids laughing. It's great if you have kids. They want to see this just as much as you do. Yeah, and
I want to see it because I'm like, Sonic is one of my favorites,
Yeah. So, and plus, if you are a fan of Sonic, we owe it to them.
We do, because they work. They put the blood, sweat, and tears into this.
They worked on it. I don't agree with them letting go most of their staff that worked so hard to do that.
Yeah.
But they listened to us. They made a change, and it turned out for the better. So
because the only thing that was going to ruin that was how he looked.
Yeah,
making him look like Sonic. This movie is infinitely better.
What it needed to.
And I know me and you say on the way back, we were like, I want to see it again. I want to see it again. I want it on DVD. I want to go play a Sonic game right now. I'm in love. It was great.
Yeah, it's not a 5 out of 5 by all means. It's not a work of art.
No.
But it's something that we enjoyed, and we'd honestly go see it again.
Yeah,
and we hope.
I feel like the next one, if they really pull out all the stops and give it they have faith behind the film creators, I think the next one could be a 5 out of 5 if they really went.
I think so.
If they went balls to the wall like Chaos Emerald, Supersonic, Tails,
Knuckles,
I would be on some. I don't know if it's the nostalgia giving it a 5 out of 5 or if I'm giving it a 5 out of 5, but it's a 5 out of 5. But this was a good a good. We're going to take this step into making a movie about a character. We're going to give it all we got. It's going to be a good movie. And I will see it again. And I want everyone to go see Sonic the Hedgehog. Go take your Valentine to it and enjoy it.
Great Valentine's Day.
I think so. It was cute. It was heartwarming.
But yeah, it's a great movie. You'll enjoy it. And, it gives me hope for future, video game movies.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe this is the Iron Man of the movies, video game
it kind of opens up that way too.
That was really weird because
it opens up with like a bunch of video games coming
all
out all
Sega
the Sega
games,
logo,
which was cool, and also like the da-da, and I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know y'all had like a movie company, but that's cool.
Yeah, and had like kind of build up like
yeah, it's like on Sonic, and then it pulls out, and you see all the other Sega games, which was cool. And then they cut to a red screen with blue text looking like the Marvel logo, and I was like,
yeah, and has like a little top bar, down bar.
Let's just start the movie. How about before we start doing all that shit, let's start the movie.
If you're on board for the Sonic Cinematic Universe, let us know.
But here's the thing, I totally am. After Tails popped up, and Tails was adorable, and he sounded pretty good too. So
shit, you're right.
Give us that. Give us the and then let him be the beginning of the Smash Brothers cinematic universe.
Honestly, I did actually expect to see Tails at the end.
I was thinking so
I also
too.
wanted to see like Knuckles because I was thinking like, hey, there's these 3 individuals with weird powers that people want to get.
Yeah,
he will be one. Bring them all together with each other.
I was thinking either Tails or Amy.
Yeah.
Like Amy was gonna like stumble out and like I need to find him because she's obsessed with Sonic. I'm a fuck. Which would have been no, but
I know it's so wrong. Like if you guys have read the comics, that's so wrong for Amy to be into Sonic because
it's weird.
In the comics the rings have different purposes. In this they're used to like transport and all that.
Right.
But in it they're like a weirdly like magic power source. And they like grant wishes and shit, and Sonic.
It's comic book shit.
Sonic once fought this enemy that he, like the enemy basically got himself killed and got out of Sonic's hair. Sonic finds a power ring and couldn't help but think about the guy, and just by thinking about it, the ring grants the wish of bringing him back to life.
Which seems like a really unstable wish granting mechanic.
And there aren't many rings in that
the comic,
the old Archie universe. Mm-hmm. I know it reset because they've like tried to get away from most of that copyright stuff.
Right.
Which is also kind of funny because like the reason why they couldn't show like a lot of like other echidnas in some of the games or acknowledge other echidnas. Like in Sonic Forces, you make your own character. The reason why you can't make
you can't make an echidna, right?
Is because there's some dude who wrote the original Sonic comics, and he had like some crazy trademark on those, like the echidna people.
Even though Knuckles isn't echidna, and he's in the game.
Yeah, he's like the one outlier of that.
That's weird.
Yeah,
that's really strange.
But
when you said that, I was like, "Hey, you can't play an echidna. That's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Play a hedgehog."
But it's weird. Like
I need to play that game, by the way. I hear it's really fun.
But it's pretty good. We can probably talk about that later if people want it.
But
it's great movie. I love that ending scene where it's just more because it's played exactly how I was kind of expecting to.
Yeah,
and I came in not expecting much. From the
I was not expecting it to be as good as it was, and maybe that's part of it. I think we might do a thing where when these, I think we need to do where the movies come out on DVD, we need to watch them again and then kind of like slowly break it down.
Right.
So I'm definitely, when this comes out on DVD, I want to rewatch it and, and like see how it feels. But I feel like I'm still gonna love this movie.
I'd be down for that. Yeah. I could definitely do that again. I could watch it again at any point. Even if I get tired of it, if it comes on TV, it's like I'm gonna watch it.
I just want to see him do the paddle ball again. That was hilarious.
Yeah, those are our thoughts. So 4 out of 5 stars. It's a good movie. You will not be disappointed if you are a fan of the games or you just want a good family movie.
Or you just want to take a Valentine to something that's cute and heartwarming and has a cute character and get your dick sucked later. Check out Sonic the Hedgehog.
We do not guarantee the dick sucking.
Oh, that's up to you.
Yeah, that's our disclaimer. We cannot guarantee you
any smooshies that are made
for any legal reason.
They promise you that good line. That's up to you. But
if you guys have seen it, please
let us know what you think.
And if you haven't, you've basically just been spoiled the whole movie.
Well, and honestly, I feel like if you haven't and you watch this, everything we just said, that is the plot, but there's so many little jokes and the acting and the animation and Jim Carrey's performance alone is worth a ticket in some ways. So still, go check it out. And if you haven't seen it, if you've seen it, let us know in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like if you enjoy these reviews. And make sure to subscribe and make sure to check out Moon's channel when it's up. It's coming soon, correct?
Coming soon.
I swear to God, if it's not up sometime soon, we're like,
Hey,
well,
I
that just didn't happen.
See, I already made my face, and now that I have like a physical like entity on the screen that I can present myself as, you can come over to my channel where my face will also be there.
Yeah. So I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera.
And I'm Moons.
And this has been the review of Sonic the Hedgehog. And I hope to see you later.
Good night, folks.
Let's go play Sonic.
All right.